Flying under the radar came some new features from SmartSuite not too long ago in relation to how the linked records work. If you want to check out and do a deep dive with me on these new linked record features of SmartSuites, stick around and let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Gareth, and it's our mission here at Gap Consulting to help you to get organized and automated with no-code tools. SmartSuite is one of our favorite back-end solutions for no-code. It's one of those softwares that'll help you get more organized when you create that back-end, that source of truth for your information. Before we get started, I first want to invite you to join me for some automation training. In this training, I'm going to teach you the key fundamentals of any no-code tool that you're using. This is tool-agnostic training so that you can start to unlock the most out of your no-code journey. Grab that training at gapconsulting.io/webinar-registration. You can get signed up there for free. The training will be delivered to you immediately. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into my screen, and I can't wait to show you these new linked record relationships. Now, I encourage you to follow along inside of your own SmartSuite account. If you don't already have one, check out our affiliate link. It will be wherever you found this video. That will allow you to get set up on a free trial account, and you can start learning how to build these amazing solutions. So the first thing I have here is just one simple table. The table is called People, as you see, and I've got 3 different employees listed out and 2 different managers. And I also have their email addresses. You could imagine that I'm also storing things like first and last name, phone number, department, all kinds of different things that I can search and filter by, etc. But what I want to do here is highlight this linked relationship, and note that this is a self-linking relationship. I've built a linked relationship to the very same table that you are looking at right here. Now, this is a very common use case, especially in an example like this one, where we're dealing with something like an organizational chart. In this example, I've got employees and managers, and what I'm trying to do is build a link to show who manages the various people. So this actually would allow me to put together an org chart, something that shows this person manages these people, this person manages these people, and you've got the trickle down, flow of that entire org chart. Well, this particular chart I have on good authority is coming to SmartSuite very soon. Although if you are watching this immediately after the recording, then it is not yet available, but it will be within a very short amount of time. But that's not the point of our video about linked upgrades. The part I want to highlight is this backlink right here. You might not have even noticed it if you didn't watch this video, but I'm going to show you exactly what this little checkbox does. But first, the default setting of this is to be checked. So if you don't go in and uncheck this box, then it will by default act like this. It will create a backlink. So what does that mean? Well, employee 1 maybe is managed by manager 1. So we're going to link up here. Boom. Manager 1, that's who manages this person. Let's go ahead and link it up. What's going to happen here? Well, automatically, the backlink was created. And this is a feature, a bug. You tell me what you think. But in my opinion, if you're going to link one thing to something else, we have to. By the very nature of what links are, we have to also provide the reciprocal. And so if we link employee 1 to manager 1, then manager 1 is also linked to employee 1, and that's what the backlink has created for us. But here's where things kind of break down. Not everybody wants to see that backlink. And the reason is this very field that we built is called managed by. And so what we want to see, or what we would expect to see in this field, is only a link to the people who are managing the employees. So you might not expect to see the backlink as well. In this case, we might want to turn that backlink off. So we can come in here, uncheck backlink, and update this field. And now we will remove this employee linked relationship here. Let's delete that out, delete this one out. And now let's say employee 2 is managed by manager 2. Come in here, pick manager 2 from the list, link the record, and we do not see the backlink automatically created. So this is giving us a much more robust opportunity here inside of our scenario where we can determine, do we want 1 to link to 2 and for 2 to not link back to 1? And that's exactly what we just demonstrated here. We can now, in this way, say, hey, we're only looking upstream in this linked relationship, or Conversely, we're only looking downstream. We don't want to see the backlink. We don't want to see it go backwards and forwards. We only want this to be the one direction. If that's your use case, inside of your linked field, uncheck that backlink option and you'll be all set. Now, I want to point out that this backlink option is only coming into play in the case where we are linking to the exact same place. So if I were linking to a separate table, let's create a different table, table 1 from scratch. And right here, I'll just drop a link in. This is, again, table 1 now linking to people, our other table. You'll drop this in and you'll see that I do not have the ability to undo my backlink here. And that makes sense. If we're linking two different tables together, then those two things are always linked together. If we link record 1 in table 1 to record 2 in table 2, we need that to be a reciprocal relationship. Both sides of the equation have to show up. And so just to prove that out, here's our link to that table. We do not have the option in either side of this equation to remove the backlink option. And that is what we want. We do not want to remove that reciprocal relationship unless we are looking at data that is linked to the same table as we've done here. This is an employee org chart, all of our people, and in that case, we're linking to the same table. We get that backlink option. Now moving on to the second big linked record upgrade. Well, here we are again in our linked record field. Let's say employee 3 is managed by manager 3. You'll notice that here I am looking at all my records. I do not yet have a record for manager 3, but maybe I don't know that. And I just start typing. I say manager. As I'm typing, it's filtering down to the records that meet those conditions, but I still don't see manager 3. I put in a space, I put in a 3, nothing's here. So what happens? Well, I can now create a new record right from my linked relationship status. So as I am trying to link to a record that does not exist, I can create that record by typing in to the search bar the name of that record. And if it doesn't exist, add that new record named manager 3, or simply hit enter right here. That takes me right to the next stage where I have my new record created for manager 3. And once I save this, not only is the new record created, but the employee 3 where I started to create that record is properly linking to the new record that I've created. So therefore, you saw I was able to create manager 3 right then and there from the linked record status. Very, very helpful. One caveat here is that we must insist that our title, that is the primary field ID, whatever this field is, the leftmost field, this has to be manual input. If this particular field is being auto-generated, then I can't type in the name for it and therefore create a record. So it must be manual input. Otherwise, this is not going to be working. So make sure that your primary field, if you want to utilize this feature, is set to manual input. All right, that takes us to the third upgrade for the linked records. Let's go ahead and drop in here and take a look at how we can navigate with our keyboard. Just by hitting up and down on my keyboard, I can now scroll through the different linked records. Let's say I wanted to grab manager 1 here. With my keyboard, key down to manager 1 and hit enter. And now you'll see that as I continue to float through with my up-down keys, manager 1 is remaining selected. I can also pick manager 2. Maybe in this case, this person's managed by multiple people, and after hitting enter on manager 2 and then moving my cursor around, you'll see that both manager 1 and manager 2 remain selected here. Now, once I'm happy with my selection, once I'm content with what I've chosen, I can Control S or Apple S out of here, and it's going to save the changes that I made in that particular linked record. And you'll see right here, it's brought them both in appropriately. So this doesn't make a lot of sense. I actually said manager 1 is managed by themselves and manager 2, but you get the idea. These keyboard shortcuts are allowing us to navigate through SmartSuite even faster. So here I am on employee 1. I can hit enter, open up all of the different options here. Let me make a selection for manager 1, hit enter here, and we see that it's been checked off. Again, Control S, and now employee 1 is linked to manager 1, all from keyboard shortcuts, never once touching the mouse, and therefore allowing me to fly through my data collection that much faster. Which of these 3 upgrades is your favorite? I really am grateful to SmartSuite for the continual improvement it's making to the product. They have come such a far way in a blazingly fast amount of time. If there are certain features that you want to see, be sure to drop them below in the comments and we will make sure that those make their way over to SmartSuite. That's it for this video. In the meantime, keep on building.